best heavyweights in the country. Kyle Snyder, Olympic and world champion, last year's NCAA and Big Ten champion. He's undefeated. He's a junior, going up against Connor Medberry. He's a senior, undefeated. He's ranked number 2 by Intermet National rankings, and he's seeded number 2. Snyder got there easily out of the 1 seed. Medberry comes through a little bit closer with Nevels, who was he beat 4-2. So here we go. There's a good look at Connor Medberry. Connor Medberry last year took an Olympic red shirt and was a training partner for the Olympic team. He's out of Loveland, Colorado. He's a senior. He wants to go to med school after he finishes his career with Wisconsin. Wisconsin's only finalist, up against the 6th and final finalist for Ohio State, Kyle Snyder.
Well, Connor Medberry's a man of size who can definitely move. I mean, he operates in vectors. He's got a straight-on double leg. You know, he reminds me a lot of Nick Wisdowski here in his abilities. Good, thick set of legs. The 2-time national champion that Kyle Snyder beat last year for the NCAA championships. This is just a fantastic match. And I think Medberry's capable of hanging in here for a while, you know, with Olympic champion. But you see where he's able to go ahead and stuff the head and work his, work the collar tie back right there. I mean, that's good work by Medberry. But the relentless attacks of Snyder going both sides, getting below the knee in these big guys, has really been an asset for him. It's on a front headlock, chest lock position. Now he's able to come back around. Medberry covering the fingers. Drops back in. He's going to square back up. Good work by Medberry. You see the athletic ability.
And he has taken his upper body to match his lower body in the last year and a half. And it makes him very imposing. Just a different wrestler he was 2 years ago when he was an All-American.
Well, there's 2 ways to tire a guy out. Number 1 is just to actually physically, work him down and make him work in positions that he's weak at. But the other is just these fakes, all right? Wow. Nice shot. But you see how the little jiggle, jiggle's not necessarily good work, but that little fake, that he's able to go ahead and then dive back in. Medberry really didn't know when he was coming off that, and it looked pretty obvious, but really when you're out there right in front of the champion, it's subtle.
You saw their 2 names at the top of the Intermat rankings going across the bottom of the screen for the national rankings. They're also the number 1 and 2 seeds. Kyle Snyder, the junior out of Woodbine, Maryland, Our Lady of Good Counsel High School. Took a senior year and went to the Olympic Training Center, spent the year, and I'd say it paid off because he became the youngest USA world and youngest Olympic champion from the USA in the history of our sport.
See those little fakes that he's doing in the tie-ups? I think that's something guys from all weight classes could really benefit from, is that just the little hesitations and that he presents to his opponent right there. Now he reached a little bit on that shot. Now he comes back to the other side, picks the far side. Good work here by Medberry, making the
short time.
Yeah, making him work. But Snyder able to keep his head up in the scramble with the leg back. So skilled.
Straightens the leg, gets to 2, and finishes on top to end the first period, out front 4-1.
You know what? That was an impressive period by Medberry. Down 4-1, but it was. He moves well.
4-1, gentlemen.
This could be just a precursor to the NCAA championships, and wow, were we treated last year when Snyder defeated 2-time NCAA champion Nick Wisdowski from North Carolina State. Wisdowski vying to be maybe one of the greatest heavyweights, if not the greatest heavyweight in NCAA history, and now Snyder snatched it away and on his way to the same.
Yeah, he's going to, he's up there with Wisdowski. Was going for 3 titles at heavyweight to go with Dick Hutton and Jimmy Jackson and Carlton Haskell-Rigg, some of the great heavyweights we've ever had. And, you take
one of the greatest matches we've ever seen.
And we saw one of the greatest matches and comebacks against, that's why I thought that he was such a strong candidate last year for the Hodge Trophy. There were a lot of great candidates for that award, but
Medberry was Travell Diagnev's training partner in Rio. And we know who Snyder's main coach is, Diagnev, who's sitting in the corner right now. Always like the points that my friend Jason Bryant brings to my attention. And does a great job of helping and supporting our sport.
Good single leg swing right there. And look how active his lower body is. Yep. Medberry has been warned for stalling. And I'd just like to see him see if one of his, straight on freight train doubles would work against Snyder. It's time for him to see if he can. It's the time in the match where that's what he's capable of doing. He tried it. And worked back with the underhooks. And we see Kyle Snyder with his offense all the time, always in on the shot. But when guys try to shoot in on him, he really drops his chest really low, and he's able to go ahead and get, counter shots. See how he gets low with his chest right there? When the guy shoots in on him, he's got really good, it's not even head-hands defense. He just kind of closes the door with his torso here so a guy doesn't get at his legs. Down blocking.
We thought the whole team race might come down to this heavyweight match, and it came awful close. Ohio State, though, on the strength of Colin Moore's win at 197, puts them out of reach for the championship. They are going to win their second in 3 years.
Well, when you don't win the championship and you're pretty heavily favored, it's just that with Penn State, with Nick Suriano not being able to go, that was such a big difference. A guy that would had a great opportunity healthy to be in the finals, and what points that meant to the Lions was pretty significant. But you got to go with who you have, and I think it's obviously the right decision. He couldn't go.
Don't telegraph. Find it off a movement. 1 then 2. 1 then 2 start.
And he looks like he's still in a recovery phase here with his injury, the way he was walking around.
That's Tervel Diagnev in the background, clapping his hands. One of the great heavyweights. We've had two-time Olympian. Came from Nebraska, Kearney, and tremendous asset to our sport.
Hey, get your hands on
The Wisconsin coaching staff there.
Good underhook.
Kyle Rochelle and Trevor Brandvold in the corner of
Move your hands still.
Medberry, the redshirt senior.
All right, Colin, get through our offense here.
This would have been a tall order for Kyle Snyder to get a major.
If he would have needed the major, yeah.
So those wins by Bo Jordan and certainly Colin Moore.
Snyder's held the #1 ranking all season. Won the World Championships in 2015 and the Olympic champion last year in Rio. He's the first active student athlete to win gold since Jerry Lucas in basketball in 1960. And the first ever Olympic gold medals to come back and be wrestling in the collegiate season.
Again.
Set.
Come on, Connor.
Medberry presenting himself. Now looking for a shot. Tried to go for it. Nice go behind by Snyder.
Two guys that will be training partners because Snyder's Olympic weights, 220-ish or 213-ish, and the Medberry will be at the heavyweight weight.
Yeah, and I'd want to get as much action that these two guys look like. I could sit down and watch an hour and a half of them working out.
Man, Snyder's workmanlike, but Medberry never good, and he gets the 2 points. 7-5, and you talk about it a lot. That does a lot for 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, it does. And that's the reason why we go out there and wrestle these tournaments here, because you get little glimpses that you can build on for the next time these guys go in the show. It's always nice to be the last guy to score, though.
And with the escape, Snyder wins his second Big Ten championship. Kyle Snyder and Tom Ryan wins his second team Big Ten championship as the head coach. Kyle Snyder, the junior, 2017 Big Ten champion.